We are now going to induct a special person into Augusta Military Academy Sports Hall of Fame. Now, Jim Mitchell's going to come up here and sit. I'll call you in just a second. I don't want you to come charging up here. Jim, first I was told to put parameters on what Jim could do when he came up here. Then I went back to double check about those parameters with the superintendent. And he told me, nah, just let him rip. It might be entertaining. So if you could please come up here, Jim, and say one or two words about the recipient, that'd be wonderful. Maybe in a 2, 3, 4 minute time frame.
I don't know what you mean. Frank Williamson couldn't attend the reunion this year. He's presented this award for years. It was his baby. I'm honored not only to be asked to fill those large shoes, but that I would be asked to present this award to Colonel Livick, a man who not only coached me at AMA, but who was the guiding force that instilled in me the AMA ideals, which have served all of us so well all these years. And I know, Colonel, right now you're probably thinking, yeah, well, that boy had to do quite a bit of instilling. As a young man, the Colonel's first love was sports and coaching. He played basketball at the University of Virginia, then enlisted into the Air Force. In 1955, right before his discharge and coming to AMA, he coached an Air Force basketball team, which was the United Kingdom USAF Championship. Won the USAF Championship with a 27-2 record. A little known fact is that the Colonel almost never came to AMA, but for a small advertisement in the back of a magazine, it read, "Coach wanted AMA." The Colonel saw the little ad while looking through a magazine. He'd already contracted to coach basketball at Warm Springs High School. He decided to write Colonel Roller a letter. Colonel Roller wrote back asking if he was the Augusta County Livick who had a father and a brother who attended AMA. And by the way, they both were standouts in sports, his father and his brother. Colonel Roller then offered him a job to teach 7th grade and coach the JV basketball team. Warm Springs let him out of his contract, and in September of 1955, his career at AMA began. He coached JV the first year and took over the head basketball coaching job the second year and coached for 8 years. He was also assistant football coach and coached tennis. He and Linda had 4 sons who were all standouts in sports at AMA. And I remember playing hoops with the Colonel at the senior faculty game. The Colonel had a nice little sky hook with quite a few little elbows. And I almost forgot, the Colonel revived the baseball program, knowing how important athletics was to the AMA vision. In 1975, when there was no baseball coach, he stepped up and coached the baseball team. Excuse me for a second. Coach. A little tight. I know he coached that team because I was on it. This time, exactly 40 years ago to the day, I was wearing this shirt. And that man was coaching me. And I believe, I'm pretty sure it was this day exactly, my fondest game was a home game against SMA, our hated rival. Colonel had us all psyched up, and then Colonel Hoover said to me, Mitch, you throw a no-hitter, and I'm taking you to Brooks for a steak dinner. You all remember what that would be like after our mess hall food. Well, it was the last inning, 2 outs. Colonel Livick, to this point, had masterfully outcoached the SMA counterpart. And I had a no-hitter going. 2 outs, 2 strikes. And the batter hits a line drive to the third baseman. Goes through his legs. But instead of giving him an error, they give him a hit. And where's Jimmy Ganaris? Hey, Jimmy, he's here right now. My third baseman, he's hiding. He was the third baseman. I already forgot that. At any rate, we went on to win the game, and Colonel Livick, once again, I coached his counterpart. When I went to see Colonel Hoover the next day, I said, hey, Colonel Hoover, steak dinner. He said, no hitter, 1 hitter. Damn, man. And handed me a box of donuts. Which I properly hunted down Jimmy Ganaris and threw him at him. I wanted a steak dinner. Now, Colonel Livick, at this point, you're thinking, darn Mitch, he snatched his senior year baseball jersey. Well, there's a happy ending. You and AMA taught me through sports, never give up. And when you start a job, you finish it. So, Colonel, I just wanted you to know. I got the pants, too. In closing, Colonel Livick is a very humble man, and you may question why he's deserving of such a prestigious honor. As a cadet who you coached, mentored, and mentored to this day, you are worthy of this award. You see, Colonel Livick obviously didn't just coach at AMA. He, as superintendent, made sure during his tenure that sports was always an integral part. For me, I see it as the underlying pillars of Augusta. Excellent academics, military discipline, and athletic prowess and competitiveness. A little sprinkle of spirituality. Those are the 3 pillars. The Colonel, even through hard times, made sure we had many choices in sports. Always had good uniforms and equipment, played competitive schedules, and we always know how he loved his basketball court. That finish was so nice you could eat off of it. He realized sports was another conduit from which AMA ideals such as sportsmanship, competitiveness, and winning could be engraved in the AMA cadet. So you, Colonel, are truly deserving of this award. And now I would like to formally induct Colonel Malcolm Harris Livick into the 2016 class of the AMA Sports Hall of Fame.
Jim started talking, I sometimes don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Yeah.
You know, Jim has done some theater work in Pittsburgh. And sometimes he's prone to a little exaggeration. And I thought, if he exaggerates tonight, I'm not going to correct him. If you leave something out, I'm going to tell him about it. He asked me a question yesterday. He said, what did you get most out of coaching? My immediate response was winning. And then I thought about that later, last night. And I thought, well, there was more than winning, because we didn't win all the time. Quite often we lost. But I think dealing, whether in the classroom, or on the athletic field, or on the court, dealing with young athletes, young cadets, you can learn probably as much as you teach sometimes. Now, over the years, we've had a lot of outstanding athletes out of Augusta County. Quite a few have gone on to play college ball. Some few went to professional ball. But I often think of those youngsters who come out for sport, knowing they're never going to get to play a lot. They're the substitutes, and they do a lot of bench sitting. And when you think about that, those young men need a lot of admiration for sticking it out. I've thought about many stories that might be told, but two come to mind, and it'll take just a couple minutes to tell these two short stories. We were scheduled to go up to Hassett Military Academy to play an afternoon game. I had given the team members time to be at Memorial Gym to load the bus to go up to Woodstock. The time came to depart. Two of my starting players weren't there. We left. Drove up the road to Madison, pulled in, and who's standing there but those two players? They had his height, and he's the top player. Now that shows some determination. The other story is about a young man named Arturo Rosales. Outstanding tennis player. Tennis team didn't win much, but he won a lot of matches in his single matches. Now, Rosales came up for basketball. Pardon the expression, but he was a hell of a lot better tennis player than he was basketball player. Well, we're up in Front Royal playing Randolph-Macon, and we happened to be winning that day. A fairly good score. So I was able to put substitutes in. So I told them when they went in, I said, at a timeout, I said, now we're ahead, and I don't want you freezing the ball, slowing it down, but I only want you taking your best shot. They go in and start playing, come up the floor, Rosales, go to the side of the court. He has a man guarding him closely. He gets up to the side of the basket. He goes up underneath the two-handed shot under the man guarding him. The ball goes up and goes in. Well, I'm about to lose my mind. So as soon as we got possession of the ball again, I called it timeout. And I looked at Rosales. I said, Rosales, I only told you to take your good shot. He looked me right in the eye and he said, sir, that is my good shot. So I think there were some life lessons learned there. Always be determined to do something and always give it your best shot. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Colonel Livick. Well deserved and long overdue.